As they're tuning their instruments, I want to talk to you a little bit about our strings orchestra. These are students in 4th and 5th grade, as you well know, that have been coming in since about the middle to end of October. They come in early every day from about 7:30 to about 8:30, and they started out, some of them never having played the violin, viola, or cello before. And where they are now is pretty impressive because they put a lot of time into it, a lot of practice, things like that. It's important for you as an audience to give your very best KRAUSE later elementary welcome when it's time, and then during the performance be very respectful and quiet. They work very hard. I think you'll find the program to be representative of what they've done. They've done a great job under the direction of Mr. Keenan Thompson. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Well, good afternoon. Oh, you can do better than that. Good afternoon. Thank you. All right. Well, Mr. Sutton did a great introduction for us, so you have a basic idea of how we got started, when we play, when we meet, and at a music event, it's really, really important that you listen close, pay close attention so you can hear all the great things and all the hard work that the students in front of you have done all year long. I'm going to show you when we first started, how we played our instruments, and I'm going to show you how far we've come since the very first day in October. So, the very first thing, when we get our instruments out in October, some of them have never even played or held the instrument that they're going to play before. So, we take out the case, and we learn all the different parts of it, and we learn how to hold it. And then we start learning the very first notes called the D major scale that are going to help us learn all the songs that we're going to learn throughout the year. So this is what the D major scale sounds like. It's like the first week of orchestra. So that's the very first thing that we learned. And what they're doing is they're plucking the string, and there's a fancy Italian word for that called pizzicato. And with pizzicato, that's exactly what it means, just to pluck the string. So that's how we learn before we even use this thing that's hanging from our stance called a bow. So then after we learn the notes of D major scale, we start learning some more songs that you'll probably recognize. If you recognize this next tune, raise your hand. So we learned Mary Had a Little Lamb probably in the first 2 or 3 weeks of orchestra. And they're already playing songs that they know and songs that you've all heard. I saw your hands go up. So it gets really exciting for us. And the way they're holding their instrument is called resting position, or guitar position, or some people call it a banjo position because we pluck it. But that's not going to help us when we start learning how to use our bow. So we have to start to learn how to hold the instrument up on our shoulders. So after a few weeks of learning the notes with our left hand, then we learn how to hold the instrument up on our shoulder. All right, the next piece we're going to play is by a very famous composer, and Madison Faze is in 4th grade, right? Madison, right? And she's going to introduce this next piece for you. See if you can hear what composer this is.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was born on January 27, 1756 in Austria. He was the youngest of 7 children and was a very talented musician. He played many different instruments and composed hundreds of pieces of music. We will be performing Mozart Melody, which is a melody that he wrote and is better known as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and the Alphabet Song. Mozart died at the age of 35, but his melodies continue to live.
Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the instruments that we have up here. And I know we showed you these when the high schoolers came over and played for you in the fall. But we're going to show you the instruments once again. There are 3 different instruments that we play. And we have the smallest and the highest sounding instrument of the orchestra, which is the violin. We have a couple people showing off the violin. Where am I going with Noah? Good. And Jackie. So we've got a violin got 4 strings just like every instrument, and it has some high strings on it and a few low strings. But Jackie, you have to pluck the high string for us. So it's a really high sound. But you can see Noah's holds yours up and Jackie holds yours up. They come in different sizes, they sound the same. So it just depends on how tall you are, how long your arm is. So anybody, no matter if you're really tall or really small, you can fit on any of these instruments. That's the violin. Can I sit down? The viola is a little bit bigger, usually, and has a really low string on it called the C string. And same thing as the violin, we've got Hunter, whose instrument's a little bit bigger than Kira's over here, you can see. But they're actually the same instrument because they have a nice low string. Kira, why don't you go ahead and play the C string? Much, much lower than the violin. Thank you, girls. And the last of our instruments that we have here in our orchestra are the cellos. You can see them all the way back. And I bet you can guess if those are lower sounding or higher sounding than the other 2 instruments. What do you think? Yeah. Lower. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and pluck your C string? Really low. All of you, pluck the C string, right? Yeah, it's a low sound. Yeah. So, those are the 3 instruments that we have. And that's done. Then, you know what? We've learned all those songs. We started in October, and we've learned all those songs pretty much by Christmas. So when you go home on Christmas break, they have lots of music to play for the family. And then they've been dying to get these things out. These are called bows, and they're typically made of wood on the back, but these are actually a special kind of plastic. And then on the front, anybody know what this is made out of right here? What do you think it is, the white shirt? It is horsehair, exactly, yeah. They put rosin on it, and rosin makes it sticky, so that when they play on the strings, it makes a sound. So, remember that D major scale that we heard at the very, very beginning of the concert? Well, after Christmas, we come back out, and we get our bows out, and we play our D major scale with the bow. Thank you very much. So, it took us a few days to get that together, and then they're playing with the bow already. That's a lot of fun for us. They could not wait to get the bow up. And then we got to learn our very first major song with the bow that some of you might recognize, called Hot Cross Buns. We have another song by a really famous composer that Jessica John can introduce.
Ludwig van Beethoven was a German composer and pianist. In his 30s, he became deaf. From this point on, his compositions became very unique. Because he could not hear, he took the legs off his piano and set it on the floor. And he put his head on the floor and pressed as hard as he could on the keys to feel the different vibrations from each note. Then he composed the famed Overjoy from his Ninth Symphony with this melody after he lost his hearing. The symphony was completed in 1924 and was his very last symphony. Some say it was perhaps this is the most famous piece in history.
Thank you very much. The next piece we're going to play is a really tough piece. It's called KRAUSE. And it's not too hard to play, but what we're going to do is we're going to play it in a round. So you're going to play through the melody all the way through, and then we're going to have the group split up into two parts. And the first part's going to start all by itself playing KRAUSE, and then a little bit later, the second group's going to play KRAUSE at the same time, but in a different place. So create some really, really cool harmonies. So I hope you like KRAUSE in a round. So at this point in the concert, I'm going to tell you how the class meets. So our first, if this is their first year playing, whether in 4th or 5th grade, it doesn't matter. They meet for orchestra on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning. And if they're the second year playing, then they meet Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So on Thursday and Friday, it's only the people who've been playing for 2 years that meet, so we can continue a little bit further in the book, and they want to show some of the things that they've been working on Thursdays and Fridays for you. So we have several tunes that we're going to play in the book in a row for you. So these students who have been playing for 2 years now, they like to call themselves seniors. And the seniors completed this first book that we've been working on. And at the end of the book, there's lots of fun stuff to play. And what you're going to hear in the next piece is it's an American folk tune, and there are 2 different parts that are going to happen at the same time, and it makes some really, really cool harmony. So I hope you like this one. is one of their favorites. It's called Rocking Strings. Alright, we have two more we're going to play for you, and we're going to ask the freshmen, that's what they call themselves, to join us and play our last two pieces with us. Just like you heard the seniors play a few minutes ago, the next two songs that you're going to hear have two different parts. So half of the group can play with the melody, and the other half can play the harmony. Thank you so much for coming today. We have one more play for you. But before we play it for you, I want to just thank you for coming down and thank the teachers for bringing you down to listen to us perform today. The students you see in front of you have been working hard for almost the entire year. They come an hour before school to do what they do, and they do it very, very well. So when you see them after the concert, make sure you congratulate them and tell them how great you think they sounded today. Because didn't they sound pretty good? Make sure you let them know that. Third graders, where are you? Oh, awesome. Cool. Next year you're going to get a chance to join too. Fourth graders, where are you? Oh, you can join next year too in fifth grade. Awesome. Fifth graders. Oh man. If you didn't join orchestra, don't forget we have band at the middle school side of sixth grade as well. So hopefully I'll see lots of you next year at orchestra and more band. But before we head out, we're going to play one more tune for you. It's called The King King.
All right, let's give our orchestra another round of applause.